Hello and welcome to marketing91.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic on visual communication. Before we proceed any further, please do note that we publish 3 videos daily on YouTube. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's start with what is visual communication. Visual communication employs visual concepts to put across data and ideas. These include electronic resources, animation, advertising, industrial design, illustration, graphic design, drawing, typography, and science. There are 5 groups of traits in visual elements. These are objects, models, graphs, maps, and photographs. Other than these, there are 7 aspects of visual conversations, such as color, shape, tones, texture, figure ground, balance, and hierarchy. Each of these parts, elements, and traits is central to day-to-day lives. Visual communication occupies a central role in things like science, economics, politics, culture, and social media. Moving forward to the background to visual communication. Aldous Huxley is considered to be a famous researcher of sight-related ideas in visual communication. He became almost blind due to a disease in his teens. This shaped his path as a leading intellectual explorer of visual communications. In his career, he has explored how science can dehumanize people. His most well-known works are The Art of Seeing and The Brave New World. He describes seeing as being the sum of sensing, selecting, and perceiving. One of his most famous quotes is, "The more you see, the more you know." Moving forward to image analysis. Visual communication includes image properties. 6 main aspects are presented by Paul Martin Lester. These are, first, personal perspective, next, historical perspective, third, technical perspective, fourth, ethical perspective, fifth, cultural perspective, and finally, critical perspective. Let's look at each one of them briefly. Starting with personal perspective. A personal perspective is when a viewer holds a belief about an image according to what they think at a personal level. Personal responses occur according to a viewer's principles and insights at an individual level. Next, historical perspective. The view of an image can be derived from how the media has been used in the past. Images used have differed throughout history as different or new media is used. Third, technical perspective. When how an image is seen depends on the image presentation, position, and use of lights. The correct employment of image presentation, position, and light can make the view of the image much better. It improves how image looks in real life. Fourth, ethical perspective. From this perspective, the person developing the image, the viewer, and the image has to live up to ethical and moral standards. This perspective is grouped into 6 types: categorical imperative, utilitarianism, hedonism, golden mean, golden rule, and the veil of ignorance. Fifth, cultural perspective. Symbolization is central to this perspective. This is also known as a semiotic perspective. The presence of heroes, the employment of words connected to the image, etc. make up the image symbolization. And finally, critical perspective. In this perspective, viewers are critical of images. These critiques are made for the benefit of society at large, but made at an individual level. This is how it is divergent from a personal perspective. Next, visual aid media. Well, there are many types. Let's start with the first one, chalkboard or whiteboard. Chalkboards and whiteboards are very useful visual aids, particularly when more advanced types of media are unavailable. They are cheap and also allow for much flexibility. Next, poster board. A poster is a very simple and easy visual aid. Posters can display charts, graphs, pictures, or illustrations. The biggest drawback of using a poster as a visual aid is that often a poster can appear unprofessional. Next, handouts. Handouts can also display charts, graphs, pictures, or illustrations. An important aspect of the use of a handout is that a person can keep a handout with them long after the presentation is over. Fourth, video excerpts. A video can be a great visual aid and attention grabber. The drawback in this case is if a video is playing that includes audio, the speaker will not be able to talk. Also, if the video is very exciting and interesting, it can make what the speaker is saying appear boring and uninteresting. Next, projection equipment. There are several types of projectors. These include slide projectors, PowerPoint presentations, overhead projectors, and computer projectors. And finally, computer-assisted presentations, in this case PowerPoint presentations, which can be an extremely useful visual aid, especially for longer presentations. For longer presentations, PowerPoints can be a great way to keep the audience engaged and keep the speaker on track. Next, social media and visual communication. Social media is a very efficient communication tool. The use of pictures and text put the idea across faster and more efficiently on social media platforms. A downside is that access is restricted because an internet connection is needed. There are also restrictions on image size and how many characters can be used. In spite of this, visual images have gained popularity due to Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube. Because of these media's growth, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook have taken a cue. They now encourage more images and not just text. And now, let's look at a visual communication example. In this case, GIFs. GIFs as a tool of visual communication. GIF is a graphics interchange format that hosts moving and still images. They use a method for compressing without losing data. It decreases the size of the file without compromising on quality. It became widespread only recently. However, it was developed by Steve Wilhite in 1987. It has made it easier for people to exchange animated pictures between multiple systems. Social media and GIFs have become an excellent combination. Their relevance in the world of business is increasing fast. Trade agencies, political organizations, and even famous brands now use this method of storytelling. GIFs are so popular that GIF keyboard apps are available to make it even easier to communicate visually. And finally, let's look at the advantages of GIFs. First, they are the language of the internet. Next, they communicate a story. Third, it lets users interact naturally or through creative campaigns. Fourth, marketing is made a lot more fascinating. Fifth, best suited for educating, advising, and explaining somewhat adapted ideas with few words or picture. Next, it can go viral easily. It caters to a young audience. Next, it draws attention to the item or message at heart easily. And finally, it is simpler and lighter to use than video. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on visual communication. These are some of the sources and links referred to for the content in the video. If you have liked the video, do subscribe to our channel where we publish 3 videos daily. Additionally, if you want to view these videos in an organized manner, you can visit freecourses.net where all our videos are arranged in the form of courses. Thank you and see you in the next video.